So buttonholes, you all know what it is. You need to prepare your fabric before to start a buttonhole. You need 3 thickness of fabric: your top fabric, your interfacing, and your fabric underneath, which is you need 3 pieces of fabric: the top and the reverse, okay, interfacing in the center, okay. And you need a buttonhole foot. So I'm using the M7, but the M7 has a lot of buttonholes, huh? So if I ask my section of buttonholes, I want to see them all. Look, everything you have in this section, in this I should say family of buttonholes. You have also other stuff, but it's in this category. So we're going to use the regular buttonhole for me to explain to you what I need to explain, okay? So you have to prepare your fabric. You need to pull out the foot, which is a R foot. R, here, okay? And this one has a sensor. The foot has a sensor to guide you for the length, you know, for the length of the fabric, of the buttonhole, I should say. Okay, so what I did here, I did them all. I'll turn my sample. Okay, I did them all, but with variation. So this is the regular buttonhole. This one, I enlarge the sides at the maximum just to show, because this is a panel to teach, huh? And here, if you notice, I enlarge the inside of the buttonhole, okay? So stitch length, the width of each side, and the center, you can achieve this with some electronic machine, but I would say mostly of intermediate and top of the, especially top of the line machine. So this one is the same buttonhole. But what did I do here? Maybe you don't see well, but if I touch it, I feel they're bumpy, you know, they're full. So I insert cording underneath. Cording, you know, to make it more round. Okay, so all the buttonholes are sewn here on this sample. So the machine has keyhole buttonhole, always the same thing. I did regular, and then I played with the stitch length and the stitch width. I made them all, they're all here. And sometimes, you know, we don't think, but variegated thread can add some interesting to a buttonhole. So what is those pieces here? It's not a mistake that I made, okay? Is to show you how to use the stabilizer plate. You know, let's say you sew a shirt. It has the stand collar, and you have to do your buttonhole with different thicknesses of fabric. Okay? So you need the stabilizer plate to achieve this. I'll do it in front of you. You'll see. Okay? So I did it with the 100th anniversary fabric, and you see I have 3 thicknesses here, and I add my, I slide my fabric. You'll see the reverse after. And here I did with leather, just to show. Of course, on top of the fabric, it looks good. But look at the back of the fabric. Look, perfect. No skip stitches, no space. Look at this. It's just perfect. But this is because of the buttonhole stabilizer. Also, you have the bound buttonhole, okay? I use another leftover of the 100th anniversary that you can buy, at your Janome Dealer, and I practice a lot. You know, it's 30 minutes, huh? When I'm there, okay? It's 30 minutes. But if you really want a good class, and you have to make them. You look at me. It's good, you know, but it's not like when you do it. So look the variety of buttonhole that the machine offers. So you say, oh, of course, Celine, you have a big top of the line machine. Oh, really? Look, I have the 3060 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 buttonholes. So it's really not bad, huh? So, okay, so what I'll do, just to show you how it works, very easy, I'll select the regular buttonhole without doing nothing, just to start. And from there, you'll see what I'm going to tell you. So I'll remove my sample, and I prepared another sewing sample to show you. Okay? This is the foot. The foot underneath has rubber with grips. Okay? Janome buttonholes are made reverse. They're made reverse, you know? So, well, it's sewing. I'll put a buttonhole that shows a spool thread. Okay? And I'm not using this stabilizer right away. So you need 3 layers of fabric. So I have my fabric at the back. I have my seam allowance. You see the seam. You see the thickness of the seam here. And you have your interfacing, and you have your top fabric. So I'm going to attach my foot. Okay. But my thread is on top. I need to put my thread inside. What I do is very easy. Needle down, up, pull, and attach it to the holder, thread holder. Then don't forget to pull down the lever, I should say. And you need a T. The letter T. You see, this is your starting point, and this is to go straight. You see, I made some just before I was teaching before, and I made some, but I'm right in the center because the foot is open at the back. If I can do this, you see, yes, you can see the red line at the back in the opening. So what I have to do first, put my needle really on the T. Oops, sorry. Okay, now I'm okay. You have to position really on the T. And I'm not using the foot control because I don't need it right now. So I'm going to push start button and let it go. My start button, I'm doing a full speed. When you do full speed, you know, you hide little thing that could happen. You see, I'm right in the middle. Look at this. Right on the net. So I didn't make any change. Okay? Press the buttonhole as is. Okay. Now, what am I gonna do? I'm going to, just to show you, exaggerate. Stitch length 30. I'm going to enlarge the stitch width to the maximum, just to show you something. And if you have a top of the line machine, you can enlarge the inside here. And this is what I'm going to do, and then we'll compare the two buttonholes. Okay, so I'm coming back again on the T. Really, oh yeah, I think I'm really okay. Okay, go, and then let it go. So So the machine goes to the back with a straight stitch, come back on the front with the zigzag to do the one side, the tack down, okay, go back. Why the machine is doing the zigzag to the reverse? There's a difference in the length of the stitch when the machine comes forward and backwards. So to put it equal, this is the way that Janome programmed the machine. Okay? Hey, look at the difference in the stitch. And I can go closer if I want. I can put my stitch length closer. So to prove you what I mean with the machine goes, the two sides are different because the machine doesn't sew reverse on both. I'll choose the rick-rack or decorative one, okay, and I'll come back here, put the foot down again, and let go. Okay, so the machine is doing the buttonhole stitch reverse, but the opposite on the other side, it's coming back. You'll notice a little difference, not much, not enough, you know, and also there's a button that goes on top of it, okay? But look at this. Do you notice the little difference between the two sides? So this is what I mean when I said there's a difference between when the machine goes backward and forward. Of course, you have to clip the thread, and we're lucky because with our machine, with the electronic of our machine, you have the lock stitch, and you have the same function with the smaller machine. I say smaller, it's with another model, I should say, okay, with less feature, less electronic. Okay, so then why is this stabilizer plate? Why is this? Okay, let's insert it. Okay, so it's easy, just insert it. When you sew, you have different thickness. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes there's different thickness in the fabric, okay, where you put your buttonholes. But let me, one down, one up, okay. But you can also, you have, you can sew on leather, or this is vinyl, interfacing, vinyl. I have my three thicknesses. If I do a buttonhole here without any changes, okay, any needle plate, stabilizer plate, if I do this, okay, I'll have a problem, huh? Look what's gonna happen here. Oh, the machine tells me, hey, put your level down, okay? So you see, leather or vinyl, the machine doesn't stop, doesn't do anything. The buttonhole is so perfectly done. I'll let it go. This is because the fabric is between the stabilizer plate and the buttonhole foot. Not a problem at all. Look at this. Perfect. Okay? So this is one thing. Then you're going to say, well, of course this machine has that feature, the machine has this stabilizer plate. Okay? And 3160 or any of many other machine doesn't have. This one is 9mm. See the difference? It doesn't have all those metal the metal plate here, and neither this. No problem, because you can purchase buttonhole stabilizer plate for R foot. So look at this. Okay, same thing again. So what do? I have to add it. So I'm going to slide. Here the click. Here inside, and you're ready to go. So this is called, like again, I say buttonhole stabilizer plate. But be careful when you go and buy it. Make sure you ask you tell your dealer your model number. But this is going for 7mm sewing machine. Okay, and other machine has it built in. It depends the model of your machine. Another thing that we don't think of and we don't do often, we like it when it raised on top. So I bought at the dollar store, you know those cotton thing, 100% cotton. So you can do a, I hope I'm saying right, cord buttonhole cord. So from the front to the back, and all I'm saying to you is in your instruction book, huh? And you see, guide it to the back. It has a little opening to guide you here. And in your instruction book, you have a picture also, if you can go fast. And remember, the button is always at the back. Again, I will attach. Okay. I will bring my thread underneath my foot, and again the same thing. I want to make sure that I'm okay. Start right at the beginning, and I'm going to use just a regular forgot again. You see, the machine makes no she tells you, she stopped and said, hey, you forgot to lower that little bar here. This is the sensor, and tells you when to, it tells the machine when to go back and to come back on the front. Okay, so I'll let it go. I'm full speed. I use start stop because I didn't connect my foot control, but if you feel more comfortable with the foot control, no problem. And I ask my machine to cut the thread when I'm finished. Okay, and I'm going to detach the two cords, and look at this. So I just have to clip the extra thread. There you go. Look at this. I feel it, it's raised. It's really, it's full. You know, it's not open like this. It's full. I like it. And if you want, you can use knitting yarn. If you have a larger buttonhole, knitting yarn, I use it here, right here, cord knitting yarn. So see the difference between the two of them? It always depends what you want to do, what you want to create. Okay? Your bound buttonhole. You know, a real class when you sew, okay, is a few hours. I would say 3 hours if you want to go through all your buttonholes. Okay, so I told you, whoops, I insert my button there. No problem. Okay, you want to insert this one. You can, the foot, the R foot cannot make or take a button and make the buttonhole longer than 1 inch, sorry. Okay, so what am I gonna do with this? Even if I do the buttonhole, the full opening, the button will not fit in, huh? So look at this, extra long buttonhole, extra long. So this is an accessories, large buttonhole full set, and stabilizer plate. Okay, and all the instruction is at the back, inside. And look what I did. This is, I went the longest I could. So here I did regular without no change. And this one at the longest I could. And this one I changed the width and the inside, the opening inside of the buttonhole. So because buttonholes, you know, it's not just for button. You know, you can insert a ribbon inside. You know, creativity is, there's no end to creativity, yeah? So, but when your button is larger than it's supposed to be, look at this, how it holds. But this is an optional accessory. Well, the holiday are coming, huh? So maybe that would be a nice gift, huh? Not a gift that you would leave in on a cupboard. It's a gift that you will use. So it has this stabilizer, stabilizer plate with the foot, our foot. It's all, they're all our foot, okay? This guide I talk to you sometimes. I think every time you know, your instruction book is something, but we have books that the books are complement to instruction book. What's in one book, it's not in the other. Here there is 12 pages about buttonholes. So it's really worth presser foot book. It's a good help. When you buy a presser foot book, it's nice, you know, when you have a page and then you slide in your sample with the page. So I tried them on, this is a belt, okay? So I use them here, but I use them also, I made them on my sample here. Whoops. Look what I did. Extra long, at the longest I could do. And again, if you want, you can change the stitch width, the stitch length to make it more dense or not dense. The density of the stitches goes with the thickness of the fabric. Huh? And again, if you want, like decorative one, look what I'm saying. Look at the difference between the two sides. So sometimes it appears better, more than other times. See here, no problem here. Nothing shows here. It's not evident because it's variegated thread. But when it's not a variegated thread, it shows more. Let me show you the back of my sample, how clean it is. And it is clean because I always use my thread holder to start. Like I said, look at one thickness plus when you add a seam or a piece of fabric, look at the back. It's so perfect. The machine never skip a stitch, doesn't stop, you know, and you don't have to push and pull the fabric to let go and then you have a space. There's nothing like this. So especially when you go over different thicknesses of the fabric. So I'm just going to show you here. So you can, with this machine here, okay, you can change the height of your foot. You can change the tension. But you see, I didn't touch anything. Of course, if I was using a thick thread on top and a thin thread in the bottom, or the opposite, well, there's no reason, but the thick thread on top, I would have to maybe adjust the tension. But I can change my stitch length to make the buttonhole more dense and less dense. I can change the width of my zigzag, and I can change the inside, the opening inside. I can do it on this machine, and I have many buttonholes that I can use. But if you go with the let's say the 3160, because that's the one I have here, okay? So I can do exactly the same thing, just another way. So you have to go, now you have the glare, you know, but you have to go up here and change the width and the length of your your stitch, so you're going to end up with the same result. So if you like, you use start stop button, and if you don't want to use it, you put the foot control. Same thing here on the M7. So I hope you'll have a nice, you'll make nice buttonholes. No, this way. Nice buttonholes with nice big decorative button. And I wish you the big buttonhole extra large. Oh, I never knew where to go. Okay, I wish you one for Ask Santa Claus. It's about time I will write him. So ask him put this on your list. Okay? So I thank you for watching, and until next time, thank you everybody. Bye bye.